consists of two parts, one being your landing position. Play around with your stance. You can either have a more narrow stance or a wider stance, whatever feels more comfortable for you. From your stance, you're going to come up to what's called perch position. I'm going to hop my feet together, back to center, and lift my back leg up. Now I'm going to land back into that landing position, but with this foot forward instead. And then I just repeat, together and land. The most important thing to remember that you want both of these actions to happen at the same time. So I land my feet at the same time, and I come together at the same time. Otherwise, it's going to look more like you're trying to run in place. So when you're doing this move to the music, with the counts, it's and 1, and 2, and 3, and 4. So you're landing on every count, and you're together on every half count. So a couple of tips with this movement. When you are landing with both your feet out, make sure to have a slight bend in your knees, especially the front knee, because you don't want to be locked out, because then when you hop back to center, you're going to have to rebend your legs, and it's almost going to give you like an extra little hiccup in your running man. So make sure to land with a bend in your knees so that as soon as you land, you can immediately hop back to that perch position. Boom, boom, boom. Another tip with this, I like to lean a little bit forward with my running man. This puts more weight onto my front foot. It helps me keep that bend in my leg. You'll notice when I am centered, my knee wants to kind of lock out a little bit more. When I'm leaning forward a little bit over this front foot, I also just have more control, and it helps me hop back to center. Another tip with this is to make your bounces or your hops as small as possible. When I'm in my bottom position, when I hop to center, I'm not going to fully hop off the ground. I'm almost going to mix a hop and a slide, because the hop should be just high enough to overcome any friction between your shoes and the surface. So when I come to center, my front foot kind of hops and slides back to this position. Same when you're landing this foot back, make the hop as small as possible. Boom. This will prevent you from getting a very bouncy running man and will make it look a lot more smooth. Last and final tip is to make sure both your feet are as flat as possible. We don't want to be completely elevated on our toes. Otherwise, it's not going to give it that illusion that you are floating. So make sure to keep those feet as flat as possible. Let's do it together. So 5, 6, 7, 8, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So the ski running man or the ski shuffle is very similar to the regular running man, just with a few small adjustments in how we position our feet. So we are going to start in our perch position. Then when we land our feet out, my right foot is going to cross over into the space of my left foot like this, while simultaneously my left foot is going to slide back along the diagonal. So I'm kind of shifting to the left when I land both my feet out, like so. And then I hop back to center. My left foot now crosses over to the right, and my right foot hops back along the diagonal. And then again, repeat. From the back, start in perch, right foot lands over to the left foot slides back along the diagonal. Come back to center, left foot crosses over to the right, and right foot goes back and diagonal. Back to center and repeat. And then a tip with this move is to just make sure that your feet are never crossed over one another. That is why we slide our foot back along this diagonal. I never want to be like this or like this. So when this foot moves over this way, my foot slides back to make sure that my feet aren't crossed over one another. Bump, 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 bump. Now let's try a few together. We'll go 5, 6, 7, 8. Go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Okay, quick pause before the next variation because I want to give you guys something that's actually going to speed up your shuffle progress. I created the Shuffle Vault, which is basically the Netflix of shuffle tutorials. You'll find 150 plus step-by-step videos, combos, and practice routines all organized so that you never waste time wondering what to practice. And the best part is, if you join this month, you'll also get 20% off your first month. Just use the code RunningMan at checkout, and I'll see you over there.
So we are going to start in our standard perch position. We are going to land in that bottom stance. Instead of landing feet flat, we're going to land on our heel, toe up in the air. And then we're just going to repeat. I hop back to perch, so I hop onto this leg and repeat on the other side. 1 and 2 and. So because we are landing on our heel, it does feel a little bit different. So when I'm landing flat, I can almost lean a little bit forward and I'm more focused on this front foot. But when I'm doing the shaper running man, because my toe is in the air and I'm on my heel, I don't have that much weight on this foot, right? Because I don't want to go like this. I'm more just using it to stabilize. So I'm almost leaning back now instead of leaning forward. You can also kind of think about it as like spreading your legs. So from here, I want to spread my legs into a little kickstand. Hop back to center, kickstand, spread my legs. 1 and 2. So let's try that together. We'll go 5, 6, 7, 8, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So you can see with this move, the emphasis is on your foot hopping backwards rather than stepping your foot down, as is the case with the normal running. So the reverse running man is exactly as it's described. It's the running man, but everything is in reverse. If we start in our perch position, instead of landing this foot forward like I normally would, I'm going to instead land it back. And then instead of my back foot coming up to perch, my front foot is going to come up to perch and my back foot is going to hop in like this. And then again, I repeat on this side, my left foot goes back, and then my front foot, my right foot, comes up to perch. 1 and 2 and. So that is how you would do the reverse running man with both feet flat on the ground. But how you more often see it is when people kick up in the air like this. But I recommend to start practicing this move with both feet flat on the ground until you get in the right swing of it, because having your foot in the air can oftentimes be confusing to people because you're going from here to here, and people can kind of start to blur those two parts together and it doesn't quite look as effective. So really start with both feet flat on the ground until you get in the swing of it, and then you can work your way up to having your foot kicked in the air. A point where I often see people get confused is going from here to the perch position. A lot of the times people want to go from here to here, like they're doing a back tap rather than a reverse running man. But it's not this, it's this. So again, remember, everything that we would do in the normal running man is now reversed. So I land this foot back and then my front foot comes up. So just remember, it's a reverse running man and not a back tap. And the last thing is, with the normal running man, we're more leaning forward when we land our feet out. But because with the reverse running man, we're more hopping our foot in, we are actually leaning either more straight up or even leaning a little bit back. So when I hop my foot back, notice I'm kind of leaning backwards as I do that so that I can more easily hop in. Lean back, in, lean back, in. So let's try a few together now, keeping both feet flat. 5, 6, 7, 8. Go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now let's try it with our feet in the air. 5, 6, 7, 8. Go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This spin is very simple. All we're going to do is we're going to do the running man while we rotate in a circle, staying centered on one spot. Starting in perch position, you're going to land both your feet out and simultaneously rotate either counterclockwise or clockwise. I'm gonna start going counterclockwise, so I'm gonna go this way and land my feet out. Then as I come together in perch, I'm going to continue that rotation and rotate as I come to perch, and then I just repeat, rotate, land in the running man, rotate, perch, rotate, land, rotate, perch, rotate, land, rotate, perch. With this spin, make sure to stay centered on the spot that you are spinning, right? So I'm not moving over here, I'm not traveling with it at all. I always stay right at this spot and stay centered over it as I spin in a circle. It's also important to make sure that your shoulders stay in line and square with your body. It shouldn't be like this, or like this, or like this. I'm always facing the same way my feet land. Just rotate everything at once as you go in a circle. So let's do this spin counterclockwise for 8 counts. 5, 6, 7, 8. Go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And you can have this spin take as many running mans as you want. So you can have it take a lot and make the spin a little bit slower. So something like this. Or you can rotate more with each step and therefore take less steps in order to make it go quicker. So something like 1, 2, 3. Travel across the floor. So I'm going to start with my left leg up in perch position, and then I'm going to hop and land both my feet out as I start to travel and rotate. Same kind of stance as I would in the running man. Then I'm going to come up for and as I continue to rotate, and then I'm going to land my feet together as I face the back. 2. And then I'm going to continue to rotate as I come up to perch with my left leg, and then I'm going to land into the running man for 3. It's 1, and 2, and 3. So still on that same tempo of the running man, 1 and 2 and 3. I land both my feet on every count, and I'm up on every half count. Now going the opposite direction, I'm going to step with my right, 1, and 2, and 3. Just the opposite of what we did on the other side. So whenever I'm spinning and traveling and going to the right, I'm going to be spinning clockwise. And then when I spin and travel to the left, I'm going to be going counterclockwise. A good way you can think about it is bringing your outside shoulder over your body rather than behind. Some tips with this, make sure you're doing the running man as you're spinning and actually adding in those hops. You don't want to just step the spin and go 1, 2, 3. It doesn't quite look like you're shuffling. You want to make sure to add those hops and go 1 and 2 and 3. It's just like I'm doing the running man. And then the other thing is that the way that I taught by stepping out and together and out, because I find that's the way that I actually do it when I'm shuffling, rather than actually landing in a running man stance as I face the back. Rather than doing like 1 and 2. You see how I'm in a split stance here rather than together? I think this feels a lot more natural when your feet are together, and I think it looks a little bit better and prevents you from tripping over your feet. So again, that's out, together, out, into that running man. Another tip with this is, like all of our spins, make sure to keep your shoulders in line with the rest of your body. You don't want to start stepping out this way while your shoulders are still facing this way. As you step out, you want to make sure you rotate the rest of your body as well. So let's try adding in the running man. So we'll do 2 running man, starting with our right leg and then go into that spin. So 5, 6, 7, 8. Go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now same thing back the other way, except for starting with our left leg running man. 5, 6, 7, 8. Go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.